Hi guys, welcome to this video series. I want to thank you so much for coming along and joining us. This is the first video of the series, and there's going to be 4 videos in there, and I'm kind of taking you on a little bit of a journey. So if I go skiing, you're coming with me. If I go for a run, you're coming with me. And please know that on our Facebook page, Amanda Mortimer Facebook page, then I do little sort of short snippets of I call thinking out loud. So please join us and jump in on that as well. Well, here I am in Auckland. I'm staying at this really groovy hotel. It's got all retro stuff, a really lovely retro desk. And I just thought I'd take this time out to do this first video with you. So essentially, what's this about? How would you feel if I was to say to you, there is no reality? There is not. There is no reality. You're probably going to think, oh my God, I've signed up for the wrong series of videos this late. It's completely nuts. However, just bear with me. Let me explain something to you. How many times have you been to a party and you thought it was just ace? Like, you loved everything about it. The food was superb. You found that the music was great, the people were groovy, and you just kind of, you loved it, right? It was just your perfect party. And then you speak to somebody that, either a really good friend or your partner, and you're sort of talking about it as you're brushing your teeth, getting ready for bed. Well, not actually as you're brushing your teeth, because it's hard to talk with a toothbrush in your mouth, but you're kind of discussing it and you're going, and their take on it was very different. Like, they didn't think it was such a great party. Well, how can that be? Because it was the same venue, the same people, the same music, the same food. All that's different is that your partner's reality of that party is different to your reality of that very same party. And it doesn't mean that they're right and you're wrong, or you're right and they're wrong. It's just interesting to notice that it's just different realities. Now, how does that happen? See, what happens in our neurology, in our brain, is that in effect, we have filter systems that are built in. Let me explain why. In every given second, your conscious mind, that's generally governed by our prefrontal cortex, it's the bit that allows us to make goals. Your conscious mind can process 5 to 7 things every second. That's not a great deal of information, but let me explain to you. Okay, so if I give you this telephone number, you ready? 00353 282 356 54. You're kind of going, oh my God, Amanda, shut up! Too much information. But if I say 00353 282. Then I'm giving you little chunks every second, which allows you to, yeah, okay, I can probably retain this number, yeah? But if I give it all at once, it's just overwhelmed, because we can only process 5 to 7 things every second consciously. Now, unconsciously, we can process 2 million things every second. You get that? 2 million things. So as you're listening to this and watching this video right now, you're digesting your food, you're beating your heart, on average about 10,000 beats per day. Your pupils are dilating or changing depending on the light changing outside the room. Your cells are renewing themselves, and that's all happening unconsciously. Plus the fact that your filters are running all the time. Now, we need to have the filters in place, because if you imagine like 2 million toothpicks, right? 2 million toothpicks, right? Imagine I've got 2 million in my arms, and I'm going to pass them to this person here, this invisible man. I'm going to pass them every single second. You get a sense that what's going to happen is he's going to get covered in toothpicks very quickly. But what his filtering system does, Mr. Invisible Man's filtering systems, is it basically filters out what he doesn't need, what's not appropriate to him. And our 3 filter systems do this function. So let's have a look at the first one. The first one is to delete. That basically just deletes the information completely. So you're at the party and you ask your partner if they want a drink, and they tell you what they want you to drink, what they want to drink, gin and tonic with ice. But you've just seen a friend across the room that you want to go and say hello to, and even though you've heard the information, you've deleted it. You've just deleted what they said. How many times do you say to your kids or to your partner or to your friends, but I've just told you? And they go, no, you didn't. It's because we've deleted it, or they deleted it. That's the deletion filter working. Right, the next filter, the second filter, is that we can distort the information. And those of you that are in teams, that work in teams, will know this all too well. You'll have said something to somebody and they've distorted what that meant. They've basically distorted it to fit their map of the world, the way they look at the world. That's not what you meant though. So our distortion comes in and twists things. And the third and final one is what we call generalization. So as adults, we've all got fantastic generalization filters. Let me explain to you, right? You go to the airport, you've hired a car, and you pick up the car keys from Avis or whichever company you use, and then you get into the car. You don't do this, do you? You don't go, oh my God, where's the instruction manual? I need to read how to drive this car because I've never driven this coloured car before and this make. No, you don't do that. What you do is you go, oh, it's a car. It's manual or it's automatic. Manual if you're in the UK probably. But I know how to drive a car. What I need to know is where are the indicators, where's the headlights, and how do we program this bloody GPS, right? So that's most of our focus. But we've driven enough cars to generalise that that's how we drive a car. If I was to hand you a pen, which I don't have to hand, but if I was to, oh, I do, look, my lovely pencil case. If I was to hand you a pen, right, and give you this through the lens there, you wouldn't go, oh my God, I've never used one of these Kiki D pens before. I don't know how to use it. You've used enough pens to go, oh, we take the top off and we put the end there. And this is the bit I write with. Because you've generalised, okay, you've generalised. Now, that's really useful for us to be able to generalise because it allows us to filter things, but it also stops us really from seeing the world through childlike eyes. If we generalise too much, we can tend to think, oh, I know that, I know that, I know that. So it's just being mindful that whatever you think your reality is of a given situation, it's only your reality. That's all it is. It's not true, it's not real for anybody else, only you. Because these three filters are working all the time, and out of those 2 million bits of information, they allow 134 bits every second to be fed into your neurology. That's information about the party, it's information about the people that were there, the conversations that you had. You will delete, distort and generalize the things that don't fit your map of how you expect to see the world. So it's true to say then that your reality is only your reality, is nobody else's. How does that apply to us then in normal life? Simple. 3 words, right? Just 3 words. Whenever you're putting a point across, whenever you're sharing some information, these 3 magic words will transform your communication. Because a lot of people tend to think, well, I'm right and you're wrong, or no, that definitely is the way that, you know, Barcelona is definitely the best city in the world to visit. Well, it depends on your filters and how you're filtering information. So these are the 3 words. You ready? In my opinion. That's it. In my opinion. What you're effectively using is sort of basic code for, in my reality of my experience through my filters, this is what I think. But that's a bit wordy and people probably think you kind of, you know, swallowed some kind of psychological book. So just use in my opinion. Also be mindful that it's their reality as well. So it's true for them, but not necessarily for anybody else. So what this is going to do is it's going to stop any conflict. It's going to allow you to see that things are really what they are. They're that person's reality and that person's reality and that person's reality. There is no right or wrong. It's only the person's reality. It's only in their opinion. So, food for thought. Remember we started off by saying there is no reality? There isn't. There isn't. There's just yours and mine. And the two are very different. Everybody's filters are different. Even identical twins that have been brought up in the same environment will have different realities as they go about and experience their life. When I learnt this, I felt like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. It means that nobody's right and nobody's wrong. It's just how we're seeing the world through our eyes with our filters. Now, some of you may think, oh my goodness, I could do with changing some of my filters. I could do with realigning some. Awesome. If you've recognised that, then you can do something about it. Absolutely. Continue watching these videos. Connect with me. Connect with one of our coaches. That's what we kind of specialise in, polishing and realigning some filters. So listen, remember, it's your life, live it.